everybody, what's going on? I know it's been a long time since I've dropped a video, but we're gonna get back into it. I'm starting to have a little bit more time to where I can get out and actually do this, and I really miss doing it, so let's get back into it. I'm out here right now. If I didn't mention, we're going to change the game up a little bit. It's not just going to be the fishing. We're going to get into some hunting as well. While I haven't been making the videos, I've gotten into hog hunting pretty extensively. I love it, particularly nighttime AR-15 hog hunting. So we're going to definitely be doing some of that and talking about that. This is one of my spots. All right, I like to take a seed spreader and put my corn in there, add my food plot, and spread it around in the general area. Doing this makes a thinner layer of corn all the way around, and it keeps them in the area longer because they have to search for the little granules. Every little speck of corn will be gone after they come through here. They will literally find and eat all of it. Behind me, I got my feeder. We're going to put some corn in it. I normally dump a pile right here in the water hole, and that makes it to where they come out and they eat off of that pile, and then I can shoot them out of the stand there. This is mostly pigs at this spot. We do see a deer every once in a while and a bobcat. I have my feeder right down there, and if you notice, the stand is not very far at all from the feeder, and there's two reasons for that. Number one, you don't have to be far away to shoot pigs. So I don't know why you'd be trying to take a 200 or 300 yard shot on a pig, because I can get them almost coming up to me in my lap. The other reason is that this is the woods, but we're not way out in the woods. We're really close to town, and I don't want to be shooting any type of you know, horizontal type of shot. I don't want my bullet traveling any more than it really has to. These both came from Academy. This is a good little spot here. You can actually see when you're inside, you can see through the windows. And then you can go up underneath. It has a trap door, like an old clubhouse type of thing or something. And then inside, you got quite a bit of room. See what I mean? How you can see through the windows up there? You can see right through. And that's really neat because they can't see you from the outside. And that is the blind stand. And what we're using over here is the Spy Point Link Micro LTE. So far it's a pretty good camera. I run these and I run the Moultrie mobile cameras. I like them both for different reasons. The Spy Link Micros, they take more pictures, and in my opinion, the Moultrie mobile takes better pictures. But I know that with the Moultrie, I have came out and saw pigs at the feeder, and there were no pictures of them. They're both good. You'll see the Moultrie a little bit more for my trap camera here shortly. And this is a series of trails. I just take this thing on foot and just walk it, really. Just go around and look at nature. I've got the pop-up blind, I've got a feeder. I don't know if this is going to catch it in the background, but we will see. And something I want to talk to you about while I'm walking these trails is I actually run into a lot of people that are not super familiar with hog hunting, which is crazy. But what you want to do when you're looking for a place to hog hunt is you want to look for signs of hogs in the area. Probably the biggest sign is going to be if you see hogs in the area. If you look behind me, this is kind of beat up there by the feeder because I bait right here, so they come here all the time. So this is a game trail. This is a very heavily traveled game trail, and this is going to be one thing that you see. I typically don't even walk back here because I don't want to put my scent there, but these are the paths where the animals walk right here. This is where two game trails meet. And if you look down in here, you can see that's raccoon tracks. Tracks will definitely be a sign. You can see a small doe print. Tracks all over the place. These are obvious things, right? Like everybody knows, if you're tracking animals, you want to look for tracks. If you're looking to see if you have animals on your property, they leave these little stamps that say, hey, you know, I've been here. This is what's called a rub.
You got that mud on the tree, and what they do is they waller in that mud so that it'll help keep the mosquitoes and stuff off of them. And then they come out to the tree and they put the side of their body up against the tree and they just rub it. This is how they scratch. Okay, so this tells you that a pig was right here rubbing. Ooh. Now he could have been that tall, or that could have been the side of his belly, but it's really hard to tell. I know that we do get some huge pigs on here. I'll have to find a picture of the pig that my wife trapped recently. That was huge. She definitely has the big pig record right now. All right, now this is our second spot. I guess technically this was our first spot. When we first got on out here, this is where we hunted. So that's our stand there. It's got the little side windows that open. And again, it's not far. It's not, you don't have to be 79,000 yards away from the pig to shoot them. This is almost like shooting straight down. And I've killed multiple pigs out of this stand. This hasn't been baited. That's something I definitely want to get back going, is making sure that everything's baited. But we have the biologic feeder out here, and it holds plenty of food. There's some weird things. I don't know what these are. We just found them this year. I don't even know what that is. That's crazy. If you know what that is, leave a comment. Tell me what it is. Incorrect guesses that are interesting or funny are also welcome. So here we go. We're at the trap. This trap is awesome. This did not cost a whole lot. I want to say I paid 150 bucks for this. And I believe it's because it has no frame. And you might think, well, it has no frame, they're going to bust out of it. It hasn't been done yet, and we caught a really huge hog in it. So I got faith in it. What we're going to do now is bait this up and put a camera on it. What I'm doing right now is making sure that the trap is wired to these T-posts. If you don't wire it to the T-post and kind of pull on it like that, then they can get in and wiggle it and eventually compromise the trap and break it, and then they just get out. They have no problem getting out. Once they're in there, that's their only mission, is getting out. That's pretty much it. So you just make sure that it's tied up tight. Okay. And then the next thing would be to put your corn in there. I go to the back of the trap and make a little pile there. All right. And also take a couple handfuls and kind of throw it around here. That way if they're out in that trail, they see it and they start looking for it. And there's a trail going this way too. I want them to get curious, and I want them to remain in this area. That's the biggest thing. If you do one pile, I feel like they eat the pile and then they keep moving and then they're gone. You got to pretty much be there with a gun to get them. Okay. Now after that, I use some attractant. I'm pretty fond of this Hog Wild. Seems to work pretty good. And this stuff smells like Kool-Aid. It smells delicious. I can't bring myself to eat it, but it does smell good. And then I can smell it just opening the bag. I can smell it. And then I just kind of cover the corn pile with it. I want them to smell that candy and be like, I gotta have it. So after that, what we do is James is going to help us out. You want to prop this open. You want them to have a clear field of view to the corn. That way they don't see an obstacle. All they see is the corn when they look in, and they see a stick, which that stick could be a tree growing out for all they know. It just really helps. The way you want to set your stick is you want them to bump it either with their belly, or you want them to bump the door with their head and move that stick and knock the door down. This is like a continuous feed type. We've caught 5, 6 pigs in here at a time. Other than that one big one, I don't think another pig would have fit in here with him, nor do I think that they wanted to be cellmates with that big boy. So they just keep on going in, and we have a cellular camera. I use the Moultries for the traps over here. We have the cellular cameras set up. So once they get in the area, it's kind of builds anticipation, because I start getting pictures sent to me, and then you'll see them around the trap, and then you'll see them go into the trap. And once they're in the trap, I know they're there. This oftentimes happens at like the middle of the night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'll wait until daylight to come out here and mess with them, because if I have the choice I'd rather mess with them, you know, the safest way possible. And that's pretty much it. That's how you set the trap. From this point, it's watching the cameras and waiting. I do want to say before we take off that whenever you're out in the woods and you're in nature, if you notice a minute ago we had a lot of trash, it's very important to note that we picked all of that up. You want to leave a spot better looking than you found it if that's at all possible. In this case, it already looked pretty good. I think there was a bag out here. We're going to take that with us. But make sure you clean up after yourself. It's not hard.